Success isn't usually taken from people. Most of the time, they give it away, not to a thief in the night, not to an enemy, but to small, quiet habits that slip in unnoticed. Habits that look harmless today, but over months and years, rob you of opportunities, confidence, and growth. If you want to protect your success, you must first recognize the habits that are stealing it. Because the truth is simple. Your life doesn't rise to your goals, it falls to your habits. One of the greatest tragedies is seeing someone with potential lose the battle to simple, everyday choices. A little procrastination here, a little distraction there, and suddenly they're behind in life, trying to understand how they ended up so far from the person they wanted to become. Success isn't complicated. It's built on discipline, consistency, and small acts of responsibility. And the habits that destroy success aren't dramatic. They're subtle. They disguise themselves as comfort, as excuses, as tomorrow. Let's talk about the most common ones. Nothing steals success faster than procrastination. Not because the task is hard, but because the delay becomes a lifestyle. Every time you say, "I'll do it later," you're training your mind to choose comfort over progress. And comfort is the most expensive addiction in the world. It costs you your future. Today, you can lose an entire day without even noticing. A scroll, a click, a notification. Distractions have become professional thieves. They steal minutes, then hours, then years. You must protect your focus like a treasure, because that's exactly what it is. If you ask most people why they're not where they want to be in life, they'll point to a dramatic moment, a failure, a setback, a sudden problem, a stroke of bad luck. But the truth rarely works that way. Success doesn't disappear overnight. It erodes, it fades. It gets chipped away, one small habit at a time, until you wake up one day and realize you've drifted miles away from the life you imagined. People often believe that failure is loud, obvious, explosive, but in reality, it's quiet, it's sneaky, it's subtle. It shows up in the tiny decisions that feel harmless today, but grow into barriers that block your progress tomorrow. The danger isn't in the one mistake that knocks you down. The danger is in the repeated habits that pull you backward inch by inch. Success is a structure built on small disciplines, practiced consistently. Failure is a structure built on small neglects, ignored repeatedly. It's not the big decision that shapes your life. It's the daily decision. Think of your life like a bank account. Every good habit is a deposit. Every bad habit is a withdrawal. Most people don't go bankrupt in a day. They go bankrupt through years of small, unnoticed withdrawals. They don't feel the loss at first. It seems too small to matter. But eventually the balance hits zero. That's what happens with success. It's rarely stolen, it's spent. Let's look at these small habits more closely. When you hit the snooze button, it seems harmless. What's 5 more minutes? But you're training yourself to break promises to yourself before the day even starts. You're teaching your mind that comfort wins. When you tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," you think you're buying time. You're actually building a pattern that teaches your brain to delay action whenever it feels uncomfortable. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. Before you know it, opportunity has grown tired of waiting. When you let your evenings drift away into mindless scrolling, you don't notice the damage because it feels relaxing, enjoyable, convenient. But those minutes turn into hours, and those hours turn into a life that never had time to chase its dreams. When you skip one workout, it seems trivial, but skipping becomes your new normal. Your energy drops, your confidence weakens. Then your ambition loses its strength because your body can no longer support your goals. When you avoid difficult conversations, you think you're avoiding conflict. But what you're really doing is avoiding growth. You're allowing problems to grow quietly in the background until they become bigger than the courage you need to face them. These habits don't look dangerous individually, but success is not determined by what you do once. It's determined by what you do daily. And what you do daily becomes who you are permanently. Small habits produce massive consequences over time. A 1% decline repeated consistently turns into a major collapse. A 1% improvement repeated consistently turns into an extraordinary transformation. Success loves consistency, not intensity. And failure loves neglect, not catastrophe. You don't need to make massive mistakes to lose your future. You just need to ignore the small behaviors that seem insignificant right now. The irony is this: the same way small negative habits steal success, small positive habits build it. The discipline of starting your day with intention. The commitment to finishing what you begin. The focus to say no to distractions that don't align with your goals. the strength to do the small things even when no one is watching. These habits seem tiny, but they accumulate into confidence, competence, and character. People search for big secrets to success, but the biggest secret is this: success is built in the smallest moments of your day, and so is failure. The difference lies in the habits you choose. A successful life is simply a collection of successful days, and successful days are built on small, responsible actions. A broken life is simply a collection of neglected days, and neglected days are built on small, irresponsible choices. So ask yourself, what small habits are depositing into your future? And what small habits are quietly stealing from it? Because the day you take those little habits seriously is the day your life stops drifting and starts rising. Procrastination doesn't start as a major problem. It begins as a small habit, a silent compromise, a quiet delay, a harmless decision to handle things later. The danger is not in the delay itself. The danger is in what the delay becomes, because procrastination is never a single moment. It turns into a pattern, and the pattern becomes a lifestyle. You don't wake up one day suddenly unproductive, undisciplined, or unmotivated. It happens slowly, almost invisibly. Every time you push something to tomorrow, you train your mind to believe that tomorrow is always available. You shape your identity around postponing responsibility. You create a life where your potential is always waiting, but never activated. The real problem with procrastination isn't that things go undone. It's that you go undeveloped. You miss the chance to grow the courage that comes from taking action. You miss the clarity that comes from finishing tasks. You miss the confidence that comes from doing what you said you would do. And the worst part, procrastination feels comfortable. It feels safe. It feels easy. You convince yourself you need more energy, more motivation, or the right timing, but all you're doing is practicing hesitation. And hesitation eventually becomes your default response to every opportunity life tries to give you. Think about it. When you delay a decision, you're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the discipline that task would have demanded from you. When you delay a goal, you're not waiting for the perfect moment or hoping the moment will magically create your discipline for you. When you delay a responsibility, you're not giving yourself time. You're giving your doubts more power. Time is not something you find. It's something you create. And every delay steals the time you thought was waiting for you in the future. Procrastination shapes your future in two ways. One, it weakens your ability to act. Every time you choose delay, you reinforce the idea that difficult things can be avoided. And the more you avoid, the harder action becomes. You lose the internal strength required for progress. You shrink your capacity. You start doubting whether you can even begin. Two, it strengthens your tolerance for mediocrity. You begin to accept the unfinished, the undone, the incomplete. You normalize casual effort. You get comfortable with almost. And no dream can survive in an environment where almost is acceptable. Small delays gradually create a life where nothing is urgent because nothing seems important anymore. Your goals become distant. Your dreams lose their weight. Your potential stays in storage, untouched. On the other hand, taking action, even imperfect action, builds a completely different lifestyle. When you act quickly, you create momentum. And momentum is a powerful force. It makes progress easier. It lifts your energy. It improves your belief. It changes your identity. You begin to see yourself as someone who moves, someone who executes, someone who finishes. This is why delayed action is so dangerous. It's not the missed task. It's the missed transformation. It's not the undone chore. It's the undone version of yourself. It's not the wasted time. It's the wasted possibility. Imagine building a habit of action, waking up and doing what must be done before the excuses arrive, handling responsibilities while others wait, moving without hesitation. That kind of discipline creates a life of productivity, clarity, and confidence. So how do you break the habit of delay? You start small. You do something, anything right now. You give your mind evidence that action is possible. You give yourself a victory to build on. Because action creates identity. Identity creates consistency. And consistency creates results. You don't need to eliminate procrastination for life. You just need to win the moment in front of you. One completed task at a time. One promise kept at a time. One disciplined choice at a time. And slowly the lifestyle of delay gets replaced by the lifestyle execution. The truth is simple. Your future is shaped by what you do today, not by what you hope to do tomorrow. If you stop delaying, life stops delaying your rewards in the modern world. Distraction has become the most subtle thief of success. It doesn't break down your door. It doesn't take your opportunities with force. It simply steals your attention. One notification, one message, one scroll, one moment of divided focus at a time. And slowly, it takes away the one thing. Every dream requires concentration. People think failure comes from a lack of talent, lack of resources, or lack of support. But more often, failure comes from something far simpler. The inability to focus long enough to finish what truly matters. Focus is the currency of achievement. Every great accomplishment in history was built by someone who learned the skill of giving their full energy, full mind, full effort to a single direction. Without focus, even the most gifted person becomes ineffective. With focus, even someone of average ability can outshine the talented. Distraction, however, works differently. It looks harmless. It feels innocent. You tell yourself, it's just a minute, just a quick check, just a break. But distraction doesn't cost you the minute you lose. It costs you the momentum you break. And momentum is far more valuable than time. A distracted mind is a weak mind. A focused mind is a powerful mind. Let's look deeper into how distraction steals success. Distraction divides your mind. The human brain is not designed for constant switching. Every time you switch tasks, from your goals to your phone, from your work to entertainment, from your dream to someone else's feed, you lose mental sharpness. You drain your energy. You weaken your ability to think deeply. Your creativity suffers. Your memory suffers. Your productivity collapses. People today are busy all day but productive very little. That's the tragedy of distraction. 2. Distraction feeds your impulses, not your ambition. Your goals require discipline. Distraction requires nothing, no effort, no discomfort, no patience. That's why it's tempting. It offers the illusion of activity without the reality of progress. When you chase distraction, you feed the part of yourself that wants comfort, not the part that wants success. You train your mind to choose easy over important. And when easy becomes the habit, important becomes impossible. Distraction steals your time in invisible ways you rarely notice the time you lose. A few seconds turn into minutes. Minutes turn into hours. Hours turn into days of unfocused living. Then suddenly you look back and realize months have passed, but your life hasn't moved forward. Distraction is not a thief you catch in the moment. It's a thief you catch in your regrets. Distraction prevents deep work. Success doesn't come from shallow effort. It comes from deep, uninterrupted work. The kind of work that strengthens your mind, sharpens your skills, and builds mastery. Distraction keeps you at surface level. Surface level effort produces surface level results. Focus, on the other hand, unlocks your hidden capabilities. It expands your intelligence. It improves your discipline. It reveals ideas that only show up when the mind is still long enough to think. Distraction destroys consistency. Consistency is one of the foundations of success. You cannot grow in the gym if you train only on the days you feel like it. You cannot build a business if you work only when inspiration hits. You cannot master a skill if you study it only between distractions. Every time distraction pulls you away, it disrupts the rhythm that progress depends on. But here's the good news. Focus is a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained. When you learn to manage your attention, you gain control over your life. When you reduce distractions, you increase your power. When you protect your focus, you protect your future. The formula is simple. Eliminate what steals your mind. Strengthen what builds your mind. Turn off what takes. Turn on what gives. Because the people who rise the highest are rarely the most talented. They are the most focused. They know what deserves their attention and what doesn't. They understand that every distraction has a hidden price, and they guard their mental space the way a wealthy person guards their assets. Your focus is your fortune. Once you protect it, everything else becomes possible. One of the most common habits that quietly destroys a person's success is the habit of complaining. It feels harmless. Just a few words, a little venting, a moment of emotional relief. But complaining is far more powerful than people realize. It doesn't just express your frustration. It shapes your mindset. It drains your energy. It lowers your standards. It steals the strength you need to solve the very problems you're talking about. You can't complain your way into progress. You can't talk about your problems so much that they magically improve. And you certainly can't build a strong life with weak words. Complaining is emotional spending. You spend energy, but you gain nothing. You spend time, but you create no results. You spend your mindset, but you build no solution. The more you complain, the more powerless you feel, and a powerless person struggles to take action. People often justify complaining by saying, I'm just expressing how I feel. But expressing is very different from obsessing. There's a point where repeating the same problem becomes a habit, a mental loop that traps you in negativity. You think you're releasing the frustration, when in reality, you're reinforcing it. Let's understand how complaining steals your success. 1. Complaining makes problems bigger, not smaller. Your mind is designed to expand whatever you focus on. If you focus on the problem grows. If you focus on the solution grows. Complaining magnifies your obstacles until they look impossible. It turns small issues into heavy burdens. It steals your ability to see opportunities hiding inside challenges. A problem discussed over and over becomes bigger in your mind than it is in reality, and a problem that feels bigger becomes harder to solve. 2. Complaining weakens your identity. Every time you complain, you play the role of the victim. You teach your mind that you have no control, no influence, no power to change your situation. You start believing life is happening to you, instead of believing life is responding to you. And the identity you hold determines the action you take. A victim doesn't take action. A leader does. A victim waits. A leader moves. When you complain, you shrink into victim mode. When you take responsibility, you rise into leadership. 3. Complaining creates mental laziness. Complaining is easy. It requires no creativity, no discipline, no courage. Solutions, on the other hand, require all three. When you complain often, you condition your brain to choose the path of least resistance. Instead of searching for ways to fix the problem, your mind takes the shortcut of voicing frustration. And slowly, you lose the mental strength to think deeply, act boldly, or solve effectively. Complaining pushes opportunities away. People naturally move toward energy that inspires, uplifts, empowers, or motivates. They move away from energy that drains, discourages, or criticizes. If complaining becomes a habit, your energy becomes heavy. People notice it. Opportunities notice it too. Success is attracted to responsibility, not negativity. Opportunity is attracted to solutions, not complaints. Progress is attracted to action, not excuses. Complaining blocks gratitude, and gratitude fuels growth. You can't complain and be grateful at the same time. They cannot exist in the same space. Complaining focuses you on what's wrong. Gratitude focuses you on what's possible. Gratitude increases your energy, strengthens your mindset, and opens your creativity. When gratitude rises, solutions appear. When complaining rises, solutions disappear. But here's the powerful truth. Complaining is a habit. And like any habit, it can be broken. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. When you feel the urge to complain, ask yourself, does this move me toward the solution or away from it? If it moves you away, replace the complaint with action. Replace the frustration with clarity. Replace the negativity with responsibility. Life responds to your attitude before it responds to your effort. A complaining mind cannot build a successful life, but a responsible mind, a solution-oriented mind, a positive mind, that is the foundation of power, progress, and personal mastery. So commit to this. Use your words to build, not break. Use your voice to create, not complain. Use your energy to solve, not stress. Because the moment you stop complaining is the moment you start rising.